Panic Button, everyone. I'm Nina.
I'm Jessie.
So, the trans movement.
Jesus Christ, dude. What are you making me watch? This is what you sign into Twitter for every morning? Do you get like a sick joy out of this? I just saw a man in a full-on tutu.
Yeah, that's
standing
one of them.
outside his car, and you're like, so, hello everybody, look at Twitter this morning. And I'm over here like, this is what you wake up and see. No wonder you're having bad days.
Okay. This is the thing. See, the trans movement is on its downfall. Actually, it's been slowly going downhill for the past however many years it's been. Mm-hmm. But the more people who come out as trans and are filming themselves talking, the more people are going to strongly dislike them, if not hate them. And
simply because of what they're saying.
Simply because of how they're acting and what they're saying and what they're pushing. People are getting sick of it.
Not because they're just people trying to live their lives.
No. It has nothing to do with that. No, because we know trans people who are great, just want to live their lives. Like, they don't want all this crazy shit.
The crazy ones say they just want to live their lives, but then you see them standing outside their car in a goddamn tutu.
Yeah. So we're gonna watch some videos.
Some bullshit. We're gonna watch some bullshit.
Bullshit.
Trans people are God's most evolved creations. Trans people are God's most evolved creations. Trans people represent a fast fucking evolution in the human experience. They represent a profound knowingness that you are going to radically love yourself and be yourself. It's actually amazing, and that's why it's
if you loved yourself, why do you have to push for other people to love you too?
That's a good question. Fair question.
Because if I love myself, I don't care who loves me, because I'm comfortable with who I am. But if you need people to accept you and love you, well, that's not really loving yourself now, is it?
No. And these people usually don't love themselves. And I just want to bring up something that I'm sure my parents would be proud to hear me say, but this is something I heard all the time as a kid. You can't love anyone until you love yourself.
That's true. That's so true.
And so, like, you can say you love yourself all you want, but your actions prove otherwise. Because if you love yourself, then you protect yourself. And in those situations where you feel like you've been wronged, you take the action to protect yourself. You leave the situation, you stand your ground depending on what you should be doing. You're not showing that you love yourself. You're showing that you're narcissistic and need other people's validation. Love yourself, and maybe you won't be psychotic.
Maybe you won't date people who say they love you, but really hate you.
I don't think they're dating anyone.
That's true. Here's another one.
They're like, oh, we respect Leah as a woman, as a trans woman, whatever. We respect her identity.
I don't respect you as a woman. You're a man.
We just don't think it's fair. You can't really have that sort of half support where you're like, oh, I respect you as a woman here, but not here.
Leah Thomas is actually right about this. We shouldn't.
You can, because I can respect that you want to look like a woman and also respect the fact that you don't have the anatomy to make a baby like women do.
I don't respect him for wanting to look like a woman. I think it's a fetish.
I'm not respecting him directly. I hate Leah Thomas. Mm-hmm. However, I can respect that there are individuals who live more comfortably in the alternative gender's clothing, acting out those roles. I get that. I'm not disrespectful towards that. However, your actions in pushing what you can and can't do, that's what I don't appreciate.
Wait, you mean like acting like a man?
Yeah.
Because that's what men do.
And saying, oh, you can classify me as a woman here, but not here. Bitch, yes. To anyone who's trans. If you decided to transition, you don't have the female anatomy to be a woman in the medical field. Therefore, when it comes to physiological things, you are not a woman. You can societally be a woman by these women's standards and not be a woman physically. It's not rocket science.
No, he wants to look like a woman on the outside, but act like a man on the inside.
That's what's happening.
You know? Like, he wants to act like a man still, which is what he's doing. But everyone accept him for being a woman. It's like, but if you're acting like a man and you're not trying to look like a woman, then why should I respect you? You're using, it's like you're using the best of both worlds to get your way, and it's coming across as very misogynistic. Just an asshole. That's how he comes across, how a lot of these trans women come across. They come across like white liberal Karens who are violent assholes. Yes.
You also have to realize that, oh, geez, I lost my thought. Oh, womp womp. Let's go on.
Lie to him over here and say he's a woman when he's not, and then over here in sports, tell him he can't play in the women's category. We should be consistent and just say, you're not a woman.
They're using the guise of feminism to sort of push transphobic beliefs.
No, we're just stating reality.
I just want to point out that what that dad said is totally valid. That's exactly the point I was making. You're classifying yourself as a woman by these standards and these logical things, right? These things that you consider logical. I'm a woman because I look like a woman. I feel like a woman. I want to be a woman. But you're not physically capable as a woman is to bear children, to do the same comparative physical activities to a woman. Therefore, it is not fair to call you a woman. Because you're not. You're a man pretending to be a woman and trying to step into the woman's arena. Most women submit and are submissive types. If someone said, you're not allowed to play with us, they go and they find a new fucking team to play with. They don't sit there and fight and argue and bitch and scream to get their way in. That's a very manly thing to do.
I like how he says, you're using the guise of a woman in order to get your way, That's how I feel about that.
Stating reality, and it's not transphobic to state reality.
And I think a lot of people in that camp sort of carry an implicit bias against trans people.
No, just biased towards the truth because the lie harms everyone.
But don't want to, I guess, fully manifest or speak that out. And so they try to just play it off as this sort of half support.
They think about how twisted feminism, quote unquote, feminism has become. Their arguments, in order to exclude anybody in the trans category, you have to reduce women to reproductive capacity.
Is he talking about second wave feminism?
No, he's saying that
He, she. I don't even know if it's a fucking man or a woman, okay? I'm just going to say, is that person that's Asian, are they referring to second wave feminism or third wave
they're
feminism?
non-binary and they're getting
I don't give a fuck what they are. They sound retarded.
They're not talking about any certain wave of feminism. They're saying that we're reducing it down to whether or not you can physically have babies. We're not reducing it down to if you can physically have babies. We're reducing it down to your fucking chromosomes. We're reducing it down to if you have genitals that are capable of having those types of processes. We're not saying, oh my God, you can't get pregnant as a woman, so you're not a woman. That's what they're saying.
No, I'm saying you look like a man, you act like a man, you're a fucking dude!
This has nothing to do with women's ability to
Mr. Dress Up.
To have babies.
He's Mr. Dress Up. You ever see Mr. Dress Up? He's Mr. Dress Up. That's what he's doing. All these fucking dudes pretending to be women, they're dressing up. That's all they're doing. And then they're removing their testicles and having some flaccid flapping in the wind sack that makes them think they have labias. You don't. You don't have labias. You have a dick. You used to have nuts. You're still a dude. And I don't respect you or like you. Not at all. Not never.
I think that's the biggest problem is that you're sitting here and trying to reduce women to their reproductive capabilities. You decide to say that. I say, yes, we're reducing them to their fucking genitals. Their genitals, which equal their chromosomes, which equals their fucking sex. That's it.
Hey,
move
Leah.
on. You're the dick that still swings between your legs, so
yes.
Move off.
Yes, absolutely. And YouTube hates this kind of stuff because they're like, you're being mean. It's like, I don't give a fuck, YouTube, if I'm being mean. Truth hurts, bitch.
Why men great till they want to be women?
Okay, you ready? Are you ready for a really good time? Because this video is going to make you really love trans women. I'll tell you. The trans women, a.k.a. the men pretending to be women. We're not talking about transsexuals, everybody. No, we're not. These are different people. These guys who are pretending to be women are acting like men because they're men. They're just playing dress up. Here we go. Ready for a highlight reel?
Angry.
Fuck out of my face now!
It's okay to be angry.
If you try to stop me from going into a woman's bathroom,
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
be the last mistake you ever make.
It is ma'am.
Find that anger.
Just because. Hey!
Harness it to do good in the world. This anger.
You're done, man. We can just make a batch and say that some of us well.
Anger is probably my primary source of motivation.
You want to call me sir again?
The thing is, you don't have to leave.
You will lose your bitch.
For everything that I do.
Go out, buy a gun.
Cut that out now, or you'll go home in an ambulance.
It was a call to action or a call to arms.
Don't be afraid to show your anger.
That's just scary.
No wonder majority of Americans don't accept these people because they're absolutely unhinged, deranged lunatics setting Teslas on fire.
Yeah, dude. And the thing is, we covered all those videos plus some.
Yeah. And it just goes to show you, you can put on a dress, but you're still going to act like a dude.
You could take what is it?
You're using male privilege and trying to use female privilege at the same time, and it's just cross-canceling each other out. You're still a dude.
You can take the bear out of the woods, but you can't take the wood out of the bear.
Yeah. You can't take the asshole out of the man, apparently.
Yeah, apparently the screaming, the anger, the testosterone, too much.
Yeah. No offense, men. There's some good ones out there, but for the most part, a lot of you on the left are fucking deranged, unhinged, crazy people.
Obviously, these people should all be medicated.
They are medicated. That's the fucking problem, dude.
No, like psychologically medicated.
No, they need to be institutionalized.
Yes.
I believe that if they act like this out in public, throw them in the insane asylum. We need to bring those back.
We could become
you know what?
vigilantes.
If I had the money, I would start building. I would start
We're on
building
the same
them.
page.
I'd start building insane asylums. Okay.
I was literally saying we could become vigilantes. And you're like, if I had the money. And I'm like, oh my God, this
I'd
is
start
so
building
cute.
insane asylums like Republicans build prisons. And then I would start making a lot of money because we'd be locking up these crazy people.
And then we get an unlabeled van and we go around at night and we find the crazies and we suck them into the asylum.
But not a white van, a black van.
No, we need to say that it has...
So we can hide conspicuously.
It has free hormones. We'll get a Planned Parenthood van and we'll be set.
See, this is what happens when you push this shit too far. When you push like this on lesbians.
This is all a joke. We're not doing it. We're poor. Don't worry. That's why we don't live together. Someone asked. Because money.
Because we're poor. Yes, but if you would like us to have money so we can open up insane asylums and put these people in there, you can donate or join our memberships.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, here's another one. Are you ready to vomit?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
I have to. I used to play saxophone. How dare you, sir, with tits?
I'm going to have nightmares for 5 years.
I used to, everyone in my family played saxophone.
Why do all these trans women have OnlyFans?
I'm going to cry.
My question is, how many men out there, hey men, the men that are watching, let me know. What percentage of men do you think watch this OnlyFans stuff? Because I know for a fact, without a shadow of a doubt, women do not watch this. Not unless they're deranged.
I'm going to vomit.
He just fondled a saxophone.
Yeah, and we were forced to watch it.
Oh my God. I am so repulsed.
Oh my goodness. Please burn my eyes. I want to die. This is horrid. Why?
This is life.
We haven't even gotten to the tutu thing yet.
No, we haven't.
I'm seeing a saxophone get molested.
Okay. Well, here's the tutu one. Without further avail.
En serio. En Miami pasan cosas raras. Pero y la peluca, porque no puede estar así pelado tampoco por la vida, ¿no?
And you know when you allow When you don't have safeguards and you allow any man to identify as a woman, don't be surprised when they start identifying as little girls and want to go to pre-K with your little kid or go into the little girl's bathroom. Don't be surprised when that starts happening. And you wonder why so many Americans have such a detest for trans people, because it's all about identification. It's just ID. It's saying a sentence. I'm a woman. Ah, now you're a woman. I'm a little girl. Ah, now you're a little girl. Now you're wearing diapers and a fucking tutu outside in public. And you know what that does? It scares people. Not only does it scare people, it scares children. I'm telling you, if I was a little kid today, I would be so fucking horrified I wouldn't leave the house. If these people were all over the fucking place, fuck that shit. I'm staying indoors where it is safe and where I'm not going to be traumatized by seeing creepy men like this out in public. Wouldn't it scare you as a kid? I'd be absolutely horrified to be like, Mommy, why is the horror movie in real life now?
There's two situations that I can come up for this to have happened. One, he lost a bet. He lost a big bet with his friends, and now he has to go walk around in this tutu. Situation two, he is a male prostitute, and he is just out there doing this. Situation three, he's homeless, and he's using this person's car to film himself in his tutu.
I don't think he's homeless because of the tutu.
It's a pretty custom tutu. It fits his fat ass, except for the giant tittage in the front.
Yeah.
So what do you think got him here?
People allowing paraphilias and fetishes to be.
You think he just likes to do this on his weekends?
I think when you allow people to have the legal capacity to identify as female, you are allowing people to flex their fetishes out in public and be protected by law. So guys like this can walk around your little kid with his ball sack hanging out and everything's fine because the law protects him because he stated that he was a woman. Doesn't have to do anything. Just state he's a woman. Now, mind you, stating that you're a woman and walking around like this is a fetish. So self-ID is now even more considered to be just a fetish thing for men. Yeah. That's what that shit is now.
It's just scary.
Yeah. So when you're going around and telling lesbians, you have to suck my female dick, it's like, oh, well, don't be surprised when a whole bunch of women and lesbians especially hate your fucking guts because you're pushing your fucking female dick in our face.
Well, also,
do you understand the kind of rage that you would feel if you were bullied your entire fucking life for being gay and having men tell you all you need is a good deep dicking just to find out that the same men are allowed to do it and are identifying into the sex that you are?
Well, they're also, going on public like this. This is obviously, a store? This is a storefront.
He wants people to see him like that because it's a fucking fetish.
He also wants to creep people out. You want people to not come around you at that point.
So you can get a boner. Yeah, it's fucking gross.
It's weird.
Like and subscribe.
Comment below.
Shout out to our new members here. Let me just grab this. To our new Blue Alert members, Uranium Rabbit and Debbie. Bye.
You're funny, Debbie.